Well, hello, my fattest That doesn't sound correct, but we're going to stick with it anyways. So today what we're going to be doing is going over two different designs for a power plant that I want you guys to use. I really want you guys to use this in Satisfactory, and these are the two designs right here. So a couple days ago, we actually did a video going over some pipe designs, which you can see here, using just all that magical frames and other stuff. I forgot everything that we used. But so this video is going to be going over these two designs, and like I said, one's a little bit more finished than the other. One's right here, one's right there. Pretty simple to tell. But pretty much the only difference between these two designs is the scale and how you actually can expand this, because this one here might be easier to expand if I didn't have this other building next to it. But the idea is it's more easily accessible to expand, to where the other one maybe not so. But I want to show you guys both designs, and the reason why that one's actually finished over there is that's going to be the one I'm going to use actually in my bases from now on, because you still can expand it, it's just in a different way. So the way this works is you can kind of see these foundation frames kind of coming out with our pipes, and everything is color coded, so you can look like the red coal generator, and then it's the red pipe. So we can actually follow the red pipe all the way back to its water extractor, so we can actually figure out, if we are having an issue, which one is actually causing the issue, and it's a lot easier to follow. That's why I kind of color coded everything. But so pretty much the way this works is the extractors are going in a horizontal direction here, and the only problem this does create is the more you add of the coal generators, the more offset your water extractors are going to be. And the perfect example of this is if we just go look. So these first two are perfectly symmetrical for the most part, but when we get to these other ones, you can see the pipes are getting longer and longer and more offset away from the frames they actually need to be in. So this is the one downside to this, design. Now, the advantage of this is it does make it a lot easier to expand and add on, more coal generators as you need to. So that's the real big advantage of this kind of layout. So if we wanted to expand to the left, all we need to do is just add more, water extractors coming to the left. So that's the advantage here. Now, the way this design works, I'm not going to go into too much detail because the other one will have more, and it's still kind of very much the similar layout. But pretty much what we're doing is we're just kind of using these frames, transporting the pipe, and then we're kind of coming down from those frames into our coal generators. So that's pretty much this design. So again, we're not going to spend too much time on this one, but I do want you guys to see that this option is here, because the next one, it has to expand in a different way. It's not going to expand, widthwise. It's actually going to expand lengthwise. And so you can actually see here, this one is a lot more of a finished design, because like I mentioned, I'm also going to be using this one myself in my actual base building. So I wanted to finish this design to see how much scale I really need to account for. And so you can actually see this one's a little bit longer. Now, here's what I was mentioning with, these extractors are laid out a little bit differently. So we actually have 4 here, right here. And so what we're doing is coming up into the frames, kind of same similar concept that we were doing before. But what you would actually do if you wanted to expand, you don't want to expand any, wider. I want it to be a little bit more compact with this design on width, and so I can fit this into some tighter areas. But if I needed to expand, what I would do is I'd almost mirror this entire building over to the next side. So maybe right next to these 2 water extractors, I would have another 2, and then just have the base kind of keep expanding out this way towards that rock. That's kind of what the difference is with scale and with how you can actually expand this design. Now, this design here actually has, I believe, it's 12 coal generators. So you can see the final design right here. It's very, very organized, very, very clean. And I'm going to walk you guys through it and just show you guys how everything is exactly working. So I was stuck in that stupid pillar. So let's actually start at the very, very beginning. So where we came in. So what you're going to see here is when we come in through this nice looking building. Now this actually, before we even go inside again, I want to talk about the design a little bit. So this design might look reminiscent of one of the base designs or factory designs that I've done before. And the reason why I did the same design or similar and took some of those design aspects is if I'm going to keep making the same bases, I want to have the same design cues in all of the buildings, so everything looks like it's, part of the same factory. So that's why it's going to look and feel very much similar when it comes to like the big pillars and the colors and all of that, and like staircases, all that kind of good stuff. So the way this works is we walk in, you can actually see we have 4 pipes in these foundation frames, and so you can actually see they're still kind of color coded, not every individual pipe, but every line is separate. So what we're doing is we're coming out of the water extractors. We have these pumps to bring these water up, and then we're going to come through the wall here, And then what we're actually going to be doing is, this is where the design is kind of different from the other ones. So here we actually have 2 of the coal generators on this side, and then 2 on this side. And then what we're doing is, if we come back down, oh, game froze for a second. If we come back down, you can actually follow the cyan, pipe. So this one stops here, and it's feeding these 4 coal generators. One thing I've heard a lot of people comment on is they don't know how many water or how many coal generators can be produced from one water extractor. The max I've done is 5, and it still worked. So I'm actually doing 4 here, just because 4 was the easiest way to keep all of this, compact, but also, symmetrical as well. So I'm using 4, so you should not run into any issues. If you do, please let me know, because I haven't run into any, but I want to hear what you guys have to say as well. So what you can see is that we're taking this close pipe first out of the water extractor, and we're going to turn it here, and then we're going to drop down into our coal generators. And then we also have our splitters here. We don't have any coal running to this right now, but then it's going to split into these 4 different, coal generators. And then pretty much whatever you see on this side is going to be replicated on the other side as well. So it is 100% symmetrical. And that's one thing I really want to do, was, again, make this compact, but then also symmetrical and very, very organized. So you can kind of just see that, we're dropping down, coming into the machines, very, very clean. And then what we do is, now we actually come down to 2 pipes, because we don't need this pipe here to keep extending. So what we can actually do is stop that pipe there on the right and on the far left. And then we can actually just take these 2 other pipes that we need from our other 2 water extractors. I'm going to keep saying constrictors for some reason. Water extractors. And then same thing that we're going to do here. And we're just going to branch off and go into these coal generators. And then it's starting to get a little bit dark in here, because it's starting to get to nighttime. So as you can see, it's very, very much the same design here. And then up top, the way we're powering everything, I'm going to turn on my flashlight, make it a little bit easier for you guys to see. So what we can actually see here is we're using the glass foundations on top of our foundation frames, just so we can get the power to everything. So what we're doing is using this power here, going down into these coal generators, and then just continuing this power line on top. That way it keeps all of the power lines out of the way. And then you can also see that we have, if we come back down, our conveyor here coming right next to these foundation pillars. And the reason why those pillars are there is just for aesthetics, to make it look like, hey, here's how these frames are actually being supported. I kind of like to add stuff like that for a little bit of realism, so that's why I'm doing it. I know it's not 100% realistic, but you guys kind of get the idea. And then there's this other walkway up here that I added just for aesthetics. And the reason why is, if we come up, we go up one more, we come in here, and what we can actually do is go outside onto the balcony that we have out here. And so I'm not sure what I want to use with this space here, because this is the space above the water extractors. I'm just not sure what I want to do. Now, part of me was thinking I would actually have some biomass up here, like the biomass generators, just for like a backup to kind of get everything started, I just wasn't too sure if I wanted to do that or not. So this is actually what I was doing. And then, obviously this is a power plant, pretty much. This isn't the nuclear power, but this is coal power. So what I would actually be doing to get the power out and to our different machines is just using the, what are they called? Like the dual wall, extractors. So we can actually get everything, exported out of this building and into, our buildings. And then the roof, pretty much I made the building tall enough just so I could get these, towers, pretty much look like they're coming out of the building. And then pretty much I just, whoop, that should not be there. What the hell is this? Interesting. And so that's why this building is the height that it is just to get over, the building boundary that we can't have with these coal generators. But yeah, this is the design, guys. So I wanted to show you guys the 2 different designs. So the main differences between the 2 is that this one, I would want to expand and go in length. So pretty much take this entire building and mirror it, to this side to run this way. Because kind of the way I'm envisioning this and how I'm going to probably use this in my base is, if you guys remember my video talking about my, iron manufacturing building, what I'm actually going to do is have this be in the middle of the entire factory setup. So what I'm going to do is have this on the inside of the building, or on the outside of that building, like 1 block away, and then we can get all the power to that. But then on the other side, I'm going to have, the steel manufacturing building and all that. So pretty much what I want to do is have almost like a base run of just power, and that's why I was saying that, you know, if you need to mirror this, that's going to be the way to expand. You don't want to expand widthwise because it's not really made to do that. Now, if you want to add another one of these side by side, you can, but again, just be aware that it's not fully made to be expanded widthwise. It's more lengthwise. To where this design over here is more used to do, you know, with length, growth. That's what I was looking for. I couldn't think of the word there. I'm like, Alex, you idiot, just think of the words. But yeah, that's pretty much the two different designs that I could come up with, guys, and both of these are just very, very organized and very, very clean. The other one's a little bit more compact. There's more going on because we're kind of crowding more pipe into a small area. I mean, you can look here. I mean, we have 4 pipes in this one foundation frame kind of coming through. Ooh, that's really bright. Jesus. Let's turn off our flashlight. So you can see that we just have a lot more pipe coming through. I need to color code those. Just realized that. But yeah, this is the video, guys. Let me know what you guys think of this design. I'm going to keep doing videos like this for different kind of disciplines. So like we did one for the iron manufacturing. We did one now for cold power. I'm also going to do one for nuclear power. I'm going to do one for, you know, a lot of the other stuff, because I want to show you guys as many designs as I can make as possible. That way you guys can maybe look at some of these designs yourself and go, okay, maybe I'll use that, or maybe I would do this differently. So I want to give you guys those options and to show you guys what I would do, and then see what you guys can do with that, you know, same design, and then see how you tweak it. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys. It is greatly appreciated as always, and I will see you guys for the next video. And don't forget to like and subscribe and check out these other videos right here. And yeah, bye bye, guys.